Okay, so here's our review video for week 4. The whole first set we talked about today, the goal is to identify the degree and the number of terms. So remember, the number of terms is just talking about the number of pieces, and the degree, we want to pull the highest exponent or the highest number of variables in each term. So for example, if I want to do number 1, this has 2 terms. And the degree, so if I look, the first one has 0 variables, the second one's going to have 4, and I pick the highest. So that means my degree is going to be 4. We did 2 together in class. So in class, we said that this one has 3 terms, and it has a degree of 4, because that one's got the highest number. 3 terms, and a degree of 6. For question 3. Question 4 is 2 terms and a degree of 4. Question 5, 3 terms and a degree of 2. And question 6 has 4 terms and a degree of 5. So last reminder, terms are just the number of pieces. All right, question set 7 through 10. We talked about how standard form means we do the exponents, so rearrange the pieces so that the exponents count down. So we did 7 together in class. So for 8, we just need to rearrange these so that it says n squared plus 10n, and it's missing the 0 term or the term without any variables. So that would be the one that's missing, would be like n to the 0. On 9, I'm going to have negative p to the 3rd because I want to start with the highest exponent, plus 7p squared minus 7p plus 6. And that one counts down in order, 3, 2, 1, and then 0 variables, so that one's good. 10, we're going to have 6n to the 8th plus 10n to the 7th minus 6n to the 6th plus, minus 2n to the 4th minus 7n squared. And when you count down there, I actually am going to be missing some this time. I have 8, 7, 6, so right here I'm missing 5, so I have 0 n to the 5th in there. I'm also missing a 3, so I'm missing the n to the 3rd. I'm missing just an n by itself, and then I'm also missing the n with no exponent. On 11 through 14, we talked about how when you have to distribute a negative sign, it just changes all of the signs. Otherwise, you're just going to be combining like terms, and you all remember that when you add, you have to keep everything the same, and it has to be the same to begin with. So I'm going to go ahead and work those out. All right, question 7 is going to give me 4a to the 4th, 7a squared plus 2 minus 7, so I'm going to change all these signs, minus 6a squared minus 6a to the 4th, and then combine my terms that have same variables, same exponents, and I do that by adding. So 4 plus negative 6 is negative 2a to the 4th. Put my squareds together, which is positive 1a squared, or just a squared. And then my numbers here, minus 5. Question 6, there's a plus sign here, so nothing to distribute. We're just going to combine like terms. So my fourths, 11b to the 4th, plus 10b squared. Put my numbers together, plus 11. Make sure you pay careful attention to where the exponents are, which variables they're on, because things have to be exactly the same. So I've got a x squared y to the 4th and another x squared y to the 4th. That's going to give me 9, and make sure your exponents stay the same. All right, I have an xy to the 4th, and I don't have anything that can go with that, so I'm just going to copy it down. I have a negative 5x to the 3rd. I have another x to the 3rd, so I can put those together with addition, negative 2x to the 3rd. And then I have a negative 5y squared that has nothing it can combine with. Question 14, again, I've got a negative that's going to distribute and change signs. So 2x minus 6xy to the fourth plus 8xy minus 4x minus 4xy minus 4xy squared. And then exact same variables and exponents. So negative 6x to the fourth, xy to the fourth. All I do is pick the ones that have the biggest exponents to deal with first, but there's no like right or wrong as to what order you do these in, as long as you group the right things together. Negative 4xy squared, that's another one that's got an exponent with nothing to go with it. All right, xy's, I have a positive 8 and a negative 4, so that's plus 4xy. And then I do have two pieces that just have x's in them. 2x and negative 4x is negative 2x. Remember, don't change your exponents. Just combine or add the numbers at the front. All right, again, I've got a negative sign. This time it's only distributing on the inside. Also, you probably want to make sure that you write ones in front of anything that doesn't have a coefficient. So this is going to be minus 4mn to the third plus 3m squared n. And then we're back to just keeping the same signs because I've got a plus sign, plus 1m n to the third plus 5n to the fourth. And when I do all of that, I'm going to get a final answer of, so just make sure that you have combined like terms correctly, and this is what you should get in the end. All right, last part's pretty simple. Multiply our numbers. Remember, we can multiply anything and it will change the value. So I've got 12k to the fifth because there's 4 and then one more. 2 times 4 is 8 times 4 is 32. V to the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. V to the 8th. 18, 19, and 21 are the same way. 12x. Now there's 3 here and 0 there, so remember we don't even count that one. So that's x to the 3, y squared. On 19, I've got 6m to the fourth n squared. On 20, there's a 1 in the front there, so that's 1 times 4 is 4. I've got a few more letters this time, so 2 q's, looks like 4 r's, and 5 p's. And then on my last one, 4 times 1 again, which is going to give me 4. And then Q's, 1, 2, 3, 4. M's, 4 plus 3 is 7. And then P's, 2, and then 4 more is 6, so that's P to the 6th. On 22 through 25, we have to distribute. Just make sure you pay careful attention to signs. So on 22, I'm distributing a negative. So that's going to cause me to have negative 18x minus 15. On 23, it's a 4 and an x, so that's going to give me 32x squared plus 16x. A negative 7 is distributing. So just because this is negative, it's also going to change the signs on the inside if you want to do it that way. So there's 42r squared, that's positive, minus 35r minus 35. And then our last one, again, multiplying with a negative, so that's negative 10n to the 7th, minus 2n to the 4th, minus 6n to the 5th. Oh, I'm sorry, that's not to the 4th, that's to the 6th. All right, last part. It says an equilateral triangle has 3 sides that are the same. Each side is 2a squared plus ab minus 3. And if they're the same, that means all 3 of these are going to be that same amount. And perimeter means I want to add. So each side is going to have a 2a squared, which is going to give me 6a squared. Remember, when I add, I keep everything the same. Plus AB, so that's going to be 3 ABs. And then minus 3 on all sides is minus 9. You could have also done that by saying 3 that are the same, and they're all this same polynomial. And you could have just distributed to get that same final answer. Question 27 says I've got a rectangle with a length that's 4xy squared and a width that's 3 more than that. Remember, 3 more means to add, so that's 4xy squared plus 3. When we find the area, we have to multiply, so that's 4xy squared times 4xy squared plus 3. When we multiply here, we get 16x squared y to the 4th. Remember, when you multiply, you're going to change the exponents, plus 12xy squared. Last one. All right, this one, they tell me the perimeter, and they give me one side. So this is a little more tricky. They tell me one side is 5x plus 4. And I know the whole thing is going to add to give me 20x squared y minus 8x. Okay, so this is what I might do. I know I'm going to be adding 4 different sides together to get this answer, 20x squared y minus 8x. And I know 2 of my sides are going to be 5x plus 4 and 5x plus 4, because remember, the top and the bottom are going to match. Okay, if I need 8x in the end, negative 8, I'm sorry, and I have 5x and 5x, I got to think, what else can I put with that to get negative 8 in the end? And the answer is I need negative 18 more. So since they're going to be the same, I'm going to do negative 9x and negative 9x. And now this is more like a bonus problem, so follow me, but if you're struggling, don't let that stress you out too much. Okay? I don't have any numbers like this that don't have variables, so I need both of those to cancel. So I'm going to do a minus 4 in each of those spots. And then I need 20x squared y in the end. Well, to split that evenly, that's going to be 10x squared y for each one. So that means the other side of the rectangle is going to be 10x squared y minus 9x minus 4.